finished my training around 2 years ago, and I went back to Vietnam. And now I currently work for a private counseling company, and my job is I'm a counselor. If I were to summarize what counseling means, I would say that I help people find a means within themselves to help themselves. So I would try to, at every moment in my life, live authentically. And I don't have a set goal, I would say, define the trajectory of my life. I do things that I find meaningful and I feel like I can learn it and make an impact within it. And right now, it's learning to help people well. Someone can come to me with a problem and I can say, you need to do A, B, and C and your problem's solved. In my mind, that's not really how a counselor should be. You identify the resource that the client has. You walk them along on a journey to understand themselves and their own resources and help themselves formulate how to solve their own problems. Because ultimately, that's what will last. Because I want the impact of my work to last after I'm no longer working with them. And that comes from building up their own autonomy. I got to this career fairly young. I was the youngest person for my training program. And with that comes a certain kind of curiosity, I guess. I didn't like the method that was presented to me as is, and not a lot of people challenge tradition or that kind of thing. And so in my way of doing therapy, I sort of integrate things that I find from research different modalities, and I try to put everything together into something that feels more authentic, just to myself. So I was given the invitation, and at first I wasn't really sure what to present, really. And so I kind of think about it because I'm in an interesting point in my life now that I've just begun to settle back in Vietnam. And I found that what led me onto this whole journey of me becoming a counselor originally was my struggle with understanding myself and communicating with my family. And that was a problem that was very recently got solved through a couple of revelations of mine and leaps of openness and vulnerability, from me and my parents. And so I feel that it's a good time. I would like people to consider perspective when they go into a conversation. Especially around family, we talk about these ideas, love, happiness, stability, but everybody have their own definition of what that is. And a lot of time we spend arguing around those topics. We're actually defending and criticizing different definitions of things, and we never actually sit down and agree on each other. What is it, the thing that we're talking about? It's I want to be happy. You're in the way of my happiness. And my parents, your parents would go, I want you to be happy too. So how do you define happy? Start with perspective. So perspective is the lens in which you see the world, you interact with the world. And so I just like to invite people to, engage with other people and say, what's your lens? I've used this definition for a very long time, and I still think it works. It means I get a good night's sleep, and I wake up excited for the day. Because in my opinion, a lot of things have to go right to have both of those things. If I go to sleep well, that means I am at peace with everything I've done, the person I've chosen to become, and every decisions I've made. And if I, wake up willing to face the day, and there are things that I want to do. There's meaning to life.